This is a message from your guides, reading for Sirius business. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and surround us in some protective space. I have 4 crystals here. So I have here my selenite wand. So this would be your extraterrestrial guides coming in, representing that. Also clearing going on. And I feel like some of the thought form that we were talking about during our last thought form session, I feel like that's having something to do with this as well. I already feel like some of that has been cleared though, just by you being in the water more. So I feel like water is actually really clearing for you. Obviously it's healing and it's tranquil, but I also feel like it actually clears your energy out. So I feel like when you're picking up on something and then you're in the water, it automatically causes you to be in your own space more, and so you are automatically deflecting energies more. It also enables your guides to be around you more, and so this is also why it deflects energies more, because you're more in a protected space, even as far as your guides being able to protect you more, and your guides being able to be in your space more, because they are more matching your frequency. So the water acts almost like a portal for you to communicate with your guides. They're saying that you can think of like underwater meditation, like especially once you're able to scuba dive on your own, once you're allowed to do that without a group. It feels like as you get more in your space and you get more comfortable with it and confident with it, and then when you have the license or whatever is required so that you're able to go out on your own and do your own scuba diving, it really feels like you can take your time and you can think of it as a meditation. This this is weird. I wouldn't have thought of this, but I feel like even like actually meditating, like in your scuba gear, like actually finding a spot. Obviously, this would be somewhere where the water is kind of shallow. If there was like a rock or some place where you can sit, or even on the floor, it feels like. As long as you are like safe. But it feels like actually just sitting there. And it doesn't necessarily feel like closing your eyes. And that might actually be more what would make it unsafe, because if your eyes are closed, you can't really see what might be around you. But it actually feels like observing the water is more the meditation. And it doesn't have to be while you're sitting. It can be while you're actually swimming and doing something. And I feel like even when you are with a group, it feels like being mindful of that, where you're thinking of the journey of going to a certain destination under the water as almost like a guided meditation. Like if you're being guided through the water, like with a class instructor, it almost feels like you can take it like you are being, instead of going on a tour just through the water, it even feels like to actually use your imagination and think of it in a way like an actual guided meditation, where it feels like a meditation to you, and it feels like that really helps you absorb the energies of the water in a maximized way. And your guides are saying, though, since you're not scuba diving right now, your guides are saying that you're going to have to go back and um, look at this video later when you are. But for some reason, they're coming through with it right now. But I feel like you can already be practicing this even when you're not scuba diving. Um, just if you're in the water, it feels like you can already start to think of it as a meditation and pull in energy from the water just by looking at it and observing it. Again, this is coming in. I know this came in your thought form session, but this is coming in again. This idea of having like a fish tank, having having fish in your house, having some fish around you, and having water around you. Because it feels like even just that visualization for you is going to help you to keep your energies clear more and more stabilized. And I feel there's an energy like that even affects your dog, that you were asking about. I know we haven't gotten into that reading yet, but they're already mentioning that. It feels like as you are more affected by things, it feels like the dog is too. And so you have to be kind of calm and come back into center and be more in your space. This also means that there are some cords as well that you could even think about cutting with the dog. So some kind of emotional chords there where he picks up on you a lot more than he necessarily would in general. I mean, animals do pick up on people a lot, and they are going to pick up on their owner a lot, obviously. Like the humans who are around them the most, obviously they're going to reflect those people the most, since they live with them and they're the most attached to them and the most used to them. And those are the people that they're supposed to be reflecting, because they live with those people, so they've been drawn to one another, and those are the humans that they're supposed to teach and learn from. So they're supposed to be reflecting those people, specifically their family, because those are the people who need to see that mirror, that reflection. So you're really seeing what's going on with you. However, it's not only you. There are other family members involved too that the dog is also close with, that the dog also reflects. So this is not only your energy. I do feel like there are some kind of excited energies around him. Okay, so this is like the tail end of the reading now, but I'm going to go ahead and surround you in some positive space here and see what else comes through. This is good to see, what's there, kind of how your energy is doing. And if your guides want to point out any areas. And I have the throat chakra coming up. And last month, literally every person for Patreon, anyway, for Patreon specifically, that I gave a personal reading to, the throat chakra was coming up as a kind of blocked and kind of damaged area. And actually, I have a throat chakra stone here as well. And then I also have solar plexus with my sunstone. Okay, and I have malachite as well. So this is really good for absorbing energies, protecting your space, things like that. So the throat chakra is coming up. I know we might get into some things in your other readings, so the time is up for this reading. But thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you and connect with your guides. I truly hope that this benefits you. Namaste.